welcome to another video. What if Night 310 here, and yeah, this story was again made by Austra's Transmigrant. The Rokudami Hokage. Previously, draping the cloak and placing the hat on Naruto, she confirmed, "Hi, Hokage-sama." I said ready. Naruto blinked, then he blinked again. At a loss of words, for the first time I see, Tsunade asked mischievously. "Shut up," Naruto sputtered. You, uh, your wish is my command, Hokage-sama." She teased even further. Naruto asked wearily, "Is this a joke?" No, Tsunade said, pointing a giant pile of paperwork on the desk. "Your work begins today, and as a previous Hokage who is alive, my job is to mentor you." "Ha ha, I've always wanted to take revenge on you for making me do paperwork, so I waited until the paperwork accumulated to a giant pile, then blam, make you Hokage." Naruto's sweat dropped. "I see. For Kages, you people are actually pretty stupid." Naruto smiled. Come back ready. Kagebucho no Jutsu." 10 shadow clones appeared. "Do my paperwork," Naruto commanded before leaving the office with another suitcase for Yugito. Tsunade facepalmed, then walked to a wall. Then she slammed her head against the wall, over and over again, for not thinking of that. Those hours she could have spent drinking sake, wasted by paperwork. She could leave her minions to do. Naruto laughed and went to the roof of the Hokage mansion. He slid the hat down, activating it to the cloak like a hood. Citizens of Hokage, may I have your attention, please," Naruto announced. The villagers turned to look at who was talking. The Konoha 13, officially, since Sasuke and Sakura are now both dead, gasped collectively as they noticed Naruto wearing the Hokage regalia. Kiba, being a dumbass, yelled, "Hey Naruto, you little thief, don't steal Tsunade-sama's stuff." Naruto disappeared, then reappeared behind the Izuka, who was 5 stories down, and said in a low voice, "That will be Hokage-sama or Naruto-sama, understood?" Kiba snorted. "Yeah, right, don't play Hokage." Naruto frowned at his outright defense. "It's not possible to play Hokage when I am Hokage, Inuzuka. By the way, I can charge you with treason, or would you like a year of D ranks?" Killing intent struck around Kiba, causing him to collapse to the floor, saying, "I wouldn't dare, Hokage-sama." Naruto smirked while the others suppressed a laugh. "Thought so," he said, releasing him. "Well, anyway, I am the Rokudami Hokage. Just wanted to inform y'all," Naruto announced casually, once again at the top of the Hokage mansion. "Have a nice day. The official ceremony will be in an hour's time when Tsunade is ready." Then he went home. Namikaze compound. Yugito teased, "Naruto-sama, how can I help you?" Naruto groaned, "Not you two. I am going to allow a small group of people to call me Naruto-kun. This formality is driving me nuts." Well, here's your pay." Yukito took the suitcase before going to the study. When she returned, she said, "Naruto-kun, I have a gift for you. It's something I tailored when I first learned that your dream was to be Hokage, and hoped that you would wear it." I wasn't disappointed. Naruto smiled and took in the sight of a suit. It was beautiful and carefully tailored, a work of sleepless nights. He kissed her on the lips lovingly before commenting, "It's nice. I think I'll wear it to battle. Let me change into it." Yukito giggled and thought of him wearing the suit into battle. Was laughable. Then again, the Naidama Mizukage did wear a suit to battle, and his looked ugly as shit. So it should be fine. Who was the who was she to judge when she herself was wearing what she was now to battle? When Naruto came out of the bedroom, he looked even more handsome, if that was possible. The black pants suited him perfectly, while the white t-shirt, black blazer, and black tie made him look even more so. Yukito couldn't help but blush. "You look so handsome," she stuttered. Naruto returned, "If I'm handsome, you're very beautiful, Yukito-chan." Then he pulled on a regalia, leaving the house with his uh, fiance. On the way, they spotted Kakashi, who waved at them. "Naruto-sama, finally Hokage now," Kakashi asked cheekily. Naruto laughed before replying in the same tone, "Aw, Kakashi-kun, want 5 years of D-ranks? Ka- uh, Kawaii desu?" As if the threat of her if the threat and honorific wasn't enough, the fangirl squeal that followed made Kakashi shiver. The first time in years since Tsunade threatened to burn his Ichi Ichi limited edition collection for coming late. He got down on his knees and nodded his head on the floor, not knowing, uh, "Please, Hokage-sama, anything but D-rings." Yukito's sweat dropped at their antics. "Naruto-kun looks like you're having fun with the power of Hokage," Yukito said. Naruto grinned. "I sure am. Let's go. Don't want to miss the ceremony." In truth, there were still 45 minutes to go, and there was someone he'd like to contact. After summoning a bird to take care of it, he stuck out his elbow and said, "Shall we?" Yukito smiled, and Naruto quit the gentleman. At Ichiraku Ramen, "Yo, Tachi," Naruto called, sitting at a bar stool. "Oh, Hokage-sama," Tachi replied, bringing a bowl of ramen to the counter. Naruto facepalmed. "Please call me Naruto-kun. The formality is making me crazy." Tachi laughed, placing more bowls when he noticed Yukito. Ayumi came out of the storeroom, smiling when she saw Naruto. "What an honor to have the Hokage visit our stand," Ayumi said playfully. "Congrats," said Hokage, was raised up with ramen. You shouldn't be surprised," Naruto spoke, before saying thoughtfully, "Techijiji, I'll give you a fund. You can upgrade your stall." Ayumi gasped, "Thank you, oh honorable Hokage-sama." Yukito grinned at the obvious teasing. Naruto sighed. "It's on the house, Naruto-kun," Techi said, placing a dozen more bowls on the table. "Thanks, Gigi Itsumakimasu." Naruto spoke before the food disappeared in seconds, leaving empty bowls on the counter. Yukito chortled. There was a strand of noodle hanging out the side of his mouth. Answer me the question. If Answer me the question of where the food went." She then laughed, and she kissed him symmetrically, using her teeth to clamp on the strand. When she pulled away, she sucked up the strand, swallowing it. Naruto pouted. "No fair. You have your own food." The beautiful blonde shook her head, saying, "Hokage-sama, don't pout." She smiled. "This one does." 30 minutes later, villagers of Konoha witnessed the coronation ceremony of the Rokudami Hokage. Tsunade bellowed at the crowd from the top of the Hokage mansion. After reciting the Hokage pledge, Naruto was fully instant, instated, and the crowd went ballistic with applause. "Now with the party," Tsunade yelled, earning applause from the eager shinobi. At the Hokage mansion, Fun Kitten Hall. "Congrats, Naruto," Shikamaru said, Clinking his glass against his, he smiled, the first guy to address him by his name without Sama. Suff- oh, suffix that he didn't mind. Naruto lowered his voice to barely a whisper. Just between you and me, the council is going to throw a big change soon. The Naruto heir smirked, putting the glass to his lips and letting the Alonic connect into his system. The rest of the rookies all congratulated him personally, knowing his goal of Hokage from the start. The Jonin senseis did as well, with Guy giving a speech about the springtime of youth. Although it was not what Naruto or any other people in the hall wanted to hear, he didn't really mind. Kaki Hokage are we? Anko said, downing the first wine. He chuckled, remembering those sessions in the Forest of Death, where he trained with Anko. Then he said, "What do you mean, we? I didn't know you were Hokage." The Snake Lady didn't reply, sticking to giving her new leader an eye smile. Naruto suddenly had a great idea. Kakashi and Anko were actually a perfect match. How about pairing them up? After some cake and uh, buffet, everyone was happy, ready to go home. That was until Naruto snapped his fingers for attention. When they turned to him, he sent a giant wave of medical chakra at the crowd, sobering them immediately. For my first announcement as Hokage, we're going to war, Naruto declared. Even the slightly drunk ones that the medical chakra didn't manage to completely sober up were now at attention. But with what nation? Yamanaka Ichigo asked, worried. It is not against the nation. It is against the organization Akatsuki, Naruto replied calmly. And we're going for a common alliance with the other elemental nations. Who are these Akatsukis to request the cooperation of the other nations? Hokage-sama, a Chunin asked. Naruto answered. They are an organization of S rank missing in. I took out the majority of them. Now they are only left with Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito as members. However, they are very powerful, and as Madara said, it would be a world war. So I decided that he's a weapon to create. Wait, um, ugh. However, they are very powerful, and Madara said it would be a world war. So I decided that he has a weapon to create armies out of. Their goal is to combine all the Buji into a demonic statue which will recreate the Jubito of legend. The Jubito will then cast a jutsu known as the Mugoto Tsukuyomi, which will shroud the world in a genjutsu where no one has free will and everyone is under control of the caster, i.e. Madara. The Chunin and Jonin present then shivered at the thought of said jutsu. Unemotionally agreed that it would be devastating. Now I call for the council meeting. Councilors, please report to the council chamber within 15 minutes. Lateness is not tolerated, as will be severely punished, Naruto ordered, looking uh, looking pointedly at Kakashi despite him not being a counselor. The rest of you are dismissed. He went messengers to gather the civilian council and the elders. Hi, Hokage-sama. The clan heads cheers. Every Hokage's first council meeting was interesting. Seeing the smirk on his son's face, Nara Shikaku could guess what Naruto had told him earlier. Council chambers. Naruto strolled in casually on time. The counselors stood up from their seats, bowing to him in greetings before sitting back down. Naruto grinned widely. Tsunade knew that smile. It means something bad was going to happen soon. Happen to someone. Now, counselors. First, I would like to introduce my personal Anbu, Naruto said, flaring his chakra. A dog-masked Anbu appeared in a swirl of leaves, followed by a bird-faced Anbu. Ino and Tenzo. They bowed. Nimuzu and Neku said, gesturing to a black shadow that appeared from nowhere, before becoming a rat-masked Anbu that Naruto expected in a swirl of fire. A cat-masked Anbu appeared, though not dressed conventionally. Said Anbu was in a sundress. Yamarashiro, the blonde, introduced as a kunuchi with the skull on her back, appeared bringing a porchin mask. And we have our recent member Itachi. Naruto smiled, watching as the flock of crows gathered from into the weasel masked Anbu. The pun was great. If Tsunade knew, she would laugh her ass off. Now, firstly, I came to inform the civilian and elders of the war we are participating in. Naruto said. Various gasps and murmurs filled the room until protests came from the elders. Konoha and Karu and Homaru. We Leaf are known for our peace. We can't risk a war against another nation. Besides, the only one we can attack without breaking an alliance is Aiwa, and Tsuchi no Kunai is big. Kora responded. We aren't fighting against another nation. We're fighting against the Katsuki. Naruto replied, his explanation. That's even worse. We can't send our shinobi to their deaths. Hamaru answered heatedly. Naruto stared at him. So would you rather be trapped in a world with no free will? Naruto asked rhetorically. Hiruzen immediately shut up, but Koro wasn't that smart. Need I remind you of your power, Uzumaki Naruto? Naruto stared at her fearlessly, eyes blazing. A thin black rod matured in his right hand, scaring the elders out of his wits. This isn't going to be good for her health, Shikaku thought. What do you think we are doing, Uzumaki Naruto? Put that thing down, she shrieked. The counselors looked on in shock as Naruto said coldly, I've had it with you elders. Then he plucked his chakra receiver straight through her skull and into the wall, killing the elder instantly. Homaru was shocked beyond measure. Boy, you have just violated the law, he shouted. Before Naruto snapped his fingers, I am the Hokage. I am the law. Anbu, secure Homura and Danzo. A call of Hi, Hokage-sama was all it took before the two elders were brought to their knees and shadowbound by Nezumi. Removing the black receiver from the wall, he requested for Inu to remove the Offenzone's body. Kakashi complied, body flickering away with the bloody corpse of Konoha in town. When I was younger and people made my life hell, Naruto growled, pointing the receiver under Hamaru's throat. So it's about payback, huh? Where's the proof? Hamaru vented. Naruto slammed a thick folder on the table. Documents too brief to kill the demon brat. Sliding out. Hagoromo's eyes widened. Where do you think I got them? Naruto snarled. The elder replied, You forged them. Naruto smirked, removing his chakra receiver, and then disappeared, making Hamaru have a sigh of relief. Wrong answer. Naruto screamed, black flames sprouting from the floor around Hamaru. Danzo could only witness the extinction of yet another former teammate. Naruto then turned to face him. And you, Shimada Danzo, your Anbu Root Division it wasn't disbanded, was it? The older Warhawk could only sigh and reply in the aftermath. That is against the Sandame's law. I already possess the right to kill you, but you have worse crimes. Turning to the councilors, he said, Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the truth of the Uchiha massacre. Itachi, you have the honor. Naruto spoke. The whistled-masked Anbu nodded, moving his mask. The sigh that greeted the councilors put them on edge. A traitor was among them. Itachi. Was Itachi? What's the meaning of this, Hokage-sama? Hanguro Sakuro spat venomously as the blonde answered simply, Watch your tone with me, Haruno-san, making her flinch. Now, as I'd imagine, you people think I'm a traitor. Well, the truth is far from that. The Uchiha clan was planning a coup to overthrow the Hokage and take over the village. My friend Uchiha Suishi suggested placing a genjutsu on my father, the clan head. However, I was ordered by Danzo and the other elders to massacre the clan. Being a loyal shinobi, I did as told, only requesting to leave my foolish little brother out of it. It was a mistake that I made, which was corrected today by Hokage-sama, who slayed my brother. Itachi explained. The council nodded in understanding. But there is more to it. It seems Danzo had much more than a coup in mind. During the massacre, Naruto said eerily, Nizumi, please remove Danzo's bandages. Danzo's eyes widened. Shikamaru nodded, doing hand gestures as if he was Danzo himself. The remaining elders was forced to copy Zenzo's motions, resulting in the bandages coming undone. As his right arm was where 10 implant Sharingan, a collection gas echoed in the chambers. As I presented, you raised the couple, raided the compound for the Sharingan. No wonder no one knew where the eyes of some bodies went to, Naruto said. Nizumi release him. I'll see to the execution, Naruto ordered. Shikamaru did as told. Releasing the shadow possession. Counselors, let's go to a field, Naruto said, creating a shadow gloom that grabbed each of them. With the Halation, the whole lot of them were translated to Training Ground 7. Now for me to end you, Naruto shouted, speaking towards Danzo. When he reached the elder, they began engaging in taijutsu. Oh, you dare fight back, Naruto asked, driving his chakra receiver into Danzo's heart. However, Danzo seemed to shimmer, reappearing a few feet away. Naruto's lips curled into a smile when he noticed one of the Sharingan on his hand closed. Itachi smirked. It was Izanagi, and he was sure the Hokage knew it too. Then Naruto began striking him, dealing non-fatal blows. Itachi, Naruto shouted as he stabbed Danzo, purchasing his lung cavity. Itachi immediately followed his Hokage's orders. Danzo was about to shimmer when he went limp. Body slumming forward, Naruto took the opportunity and defiantly removed all the remaining Sharingan from the elder's arms. If anyone had looked, they would have noticed one of Itachi's eyes had gone white, blind to the world of the use of Izanagi's counterpart, Izanami. The black flame surrounded the body of the blonde Hokage as he manifested Susanoo. Its sword, Itachi looked on with his remaining eye, impressed at the chakra construct that towered above Danzo. Odamaru Danzo, Naruto yelled, swinging the Totsuka no Tatsurigi at the restless patriot. The man was pulled into the sword to share the same fate as Uchiha Sasuke. Now that the Uchiha massacre is resolved, Naruto said, turning to the crowd, several bunchins held onto the civilian counselor's leader, leading them to wonder what the hell was going on. The clones pushed them forward to form a line before transporting into trees and trapping them. All of you have once tried to murder me, or coerce Shinobi with money to assassinate me, Naruto said. Sakura thought, Kuso, seeing all your pitiful faces, I have decided to forgive you, Naruto continued, much to the relief of the civilians. But my sword doesn't, he cried, decapitating all of the civilian counselors in one swing. The tree disappeared, leaving behind mutilated corpses. Then had a bloody then had the bloody cheek to look relieved. Naruto said, sheathing his sword before his Susanoo disappeared. The clan heads clapped loudly from the council's head, but back to track. Naruto said, I have taken the liberty of handpicking my own civilian council. Honestly, restructure, merchants, all businessmen, pointing to the ground of people of Techi no Tintin's father. These people will replace the dead counselors, so future counselor decisions should be smooth. Naruto explained. If there was nothing else, you are all dismissed. The counselors nodded, disappearing from there. Nico approached him, saying, Naruto-kun, I noticed your 3 new tome. Right, Yukito-chan, I unlocked them after defeating Sasuke. They gave me 4 new abilities, calling Rino Huki Amotsu Dimensional Shift, Iaminto Chakra Rinnegan Shifting, and Chakra Jo Sojin Chakra Receiving Manifestation. Basically, the Limbo Border Jail allowed me to transport shadows into the world known as Limbo, which overlap with the real world. These shadows are invisible to everyone except Rinnegan wielders, and except sages. They act independently, allowing them to attack enemies or defend me without me knowing. For the dimension shifting ability, it allows me to transport myself to anyone else within a certain radius 2 dimensions, which I can manipulate kind of like Tsukuyomi, but not a Genjutsu. Next, Rinnegan shifting ability allows me to shift myself other or objects a distance away. I can also change places with anything instinctually, like the Kamui, but much faster. Not Kamui, Kawarimui, but much faster, and without hand seals. Lastly, the chakra receiving manifestation allows me to create black rods that can transmit chakra or be used offensively as blades that can disrupt the enemy's chakra flow, Naruto explained. Then he flashed his chakra, causing the other personal Amba to assemble. I have these chakra receivers that will pass on my Rinnegan abilities to you, people except Yukito. A path for each of you. The Mintant 5 nodded. Yarashi or Tintin got the Shinradan due to her experience in weapons. Nezu or Shikamaru got the Nidara for he could use it after his shadow possession. Then Itachi got Chitsodun when Ino or Kakashi got the Kaki to absorb the enemy's jutsu. If Kamui couldn't do it in time. Lastly, Tenzo or Yamato got the Jukudun as he passed as part of the team support and interrogation. Naruto transmitted his chakra, letting his subordinates practice their new skills. Meanwhile, he returned to the Hokage's office, intent on sending messages to organize a Kage summit. This was war, a battle he could not afford to lose. That is the end of this chapter. I can't get the next one to lab because it probably has more inappropriate things. So I'm gonna have to do it on my phone, so it's gonna take a minute. Chapter 38, The Kage Summit. Previously, this was Warren, a battle he could not afford to lose. A week later, Naruto-kun, there's a message from the Kasakage, Yugito said, handing it over to Naruto. It ran, to Hokage Dona. Congrats, Naruto, on becoming Hokage. I agree that the Kage Summit, I agreed to the Kage Summit and I will be there, in Tutsu no Kunai, Land of Iron. In a week's time. I know this is related to Akatsuki. After what they have done to me, I can't forgive myself. Forgive them. My sister, as the ambassador of Konoha, to Konoha, will give you more information if needed. See you in a week's time. The Kasakage Gara. Naruto smiled. The plan was working, and the other Kage's reply should come soon. The only one he was afraid of not to agree was the Sendame Tetsuchi Onoki, as he was not a friend like he was to the other Kage. Gaara was a friend even before he became the Kazekage. He helped me win the rebellions and become the Godame Mizukage. Also, he had earned the respect of A in their respected duel. However, Onoki was a different case. His father had slaughtered the Aiwa shinobi in the Third Shinobi World War, gaining a moniker of the Yellow Flash. This might result in him being a target of Iwa. Nizui, your girlfriend is coming, Naruto said, causing Shikamaru to blush. Tsunade snickered. The pun was just too laughable. Tamari is it because she's the ambassador? Hokage-sama, Shikamaru asked. Hi. Naruto replied, thanks for informing me, Shikamaru said before melting back into the shadows. Over the next 2 days, Naruto received letters from the confirming from the Hokages, including Onko, which came as a big surprise. The journey to Tetsu no Kunai had 4 days long, especially because of its icy terrain. Due to it being run by samurai instead of shinobi, it was politically neutral and was a good place to convene along with its high security. In the house carried on the road to Sukun no Kuni, Okami, so tight, Naruto moaned, dispelled at the collapsing space in the carriage. That sounded wrong. Naruto-sama, Tamari teased, giggling. The blonde Kage sighed. Naruto-kun, you shouldn't complain. You're a Kage, Yugito said. Naruto grumbled, says the one outside the carriage driving the horse. You know what, screw this, we'll go on foot. Hi, Hokage-sama. The 6 Anbu tourists getting off the carriage with Tamari. They pulled on his cloak, speeding towards their destination. Tetsu no Kune. In the building, there were 4 Kage discussing while waiting for the Hokage to arrive. When Tamari and Yugito arrived at the scene, Tamari went to speak with Gaara, while the Raikage and B approached Yugito. Yo, 2, long time no see. I'm 8, if you can't remember. The mighty Killer B. be wrapped. A planted his fist into B's cheek, sending him flying into one of the nearby chairs. Yukito sighed, saying, "Yes, I remember you, B-san. Ni Yukito. Uzumaki Yukito, Raikage-sama." Yukito corrected, though clenching teeth. The Raikage frowned. It seems that Naruto had told her about the truth behind the political marriage, considering her hostility. "Naruto hasn't told you about the truth behind the political marriage?" the buff Raikage asked. Yukito gave a questioning look. "What truth?" Well, basically the council forced me into marrying you off to the boy despite my objections," A explained. Yukito frowned. That means you are too weak to counter your council," Yukito said, thinking about the recent council. The Raikage sighed. "Yes, I was back then, but since Naruto came, I remember reminded the council of my power and rights as Raikage by killing some of the stubborn councils." Yukito cocked her head. "Oh, then you would believe what Naruto did." "Oh, his first council meeting he slaughtered all the elders and civilian councilors for lawlessness." "On the subject of Naruto, where is he?" A asked. Suddenly, 6 forms appeared with golden flash, all of them in a pose. Naruto was the center, announcing, "Rin Rin Kono Kazi." Yukito face palm. "What a dramatic entrance." Then she smiled. Somewhere under that, though, Kage face palmed. "Naruto was still a child, right? Let's get the summit started. The reason why I convinced my fellow Kages is due to the issue of the Fourth Shinobi World War," Naruto explained. The Fourth Shinobi World War, Oki repeated in confusion. "Hi, Uncle Dono. But not between us, obviously, or the summit wouldn't have been held in the first place. It's against the Akatsuki." Naruto elaborated. "Allow me, everyone, please. Look into my eyes. All of you." Once the people were caught in a genjutsu, Naruto went through Madara and Obito and his eyes of the moon plan, together with the Jubi reincarnated. Hold on. That frightened informants indeed, Onko commented as Naruto broke the genjutsu. "You're right, that's why I'm now propose to you that we create an alliance," Naruto said. "The Allied Shinobi Force," A affirmed. Mi said, "Sounds great," while Gaara nodded his head in agreement. "Onki Dona?" Naruto asked. The Tsuchikage nodded grimly. "Aiwa will do their best in this war. If Madara succeeds, it's over for the whole world." "Good to know. Now, I'd like to create a common Heike for the alliance. How about a normal one, except instead of the villager's symbol, we replace it with the world endurance," Naruto suggested. The other Kage agreed. Well met, Naruto. We'll meet next month again to discuss our strategies and split our troops into divisions. Please take my kunai, each of you," Naruto said as he went to the other 4 Kage, handing over his Ration kunai. Onki inspected the kunai suspiciously. Then he asked, "Naruto-dono, are you the son of Kiro Sinto?" Naruto nodded. "The next time we convene, it will be a quick job to arrive here. Just throw down the kunai and I will appear to teleport you here." "Let me demonstrate." Then he applied the jutsu skeet to the center of the room. Next, he teleported to it. "I'm sorry, Uncle Dono, if it brings back bad memories. But in order for this war to be successful, we have to set aside our differences." The political dismantled symbol nodded and accepted. After all, it was his father, not him, that killed the Iwa shinobi. It would be vastly immoral to blame Naruto. Naruto smiled broadly. Uncle hadn't seen as stubborn as he thought. So, who will be the supreme commander of the Alliance? Shinobi forces, Mai asked. Memphis, the samurai general who had allowed the Kage summit to place on Tetsu no Kunai, replied instinctively. Naruto Dono, of course. The other Kage gave their assent. I am flattered. Thanks you very much, Naruto said, before there was a loud explosion in the room. I hope I wasn't imposing something, Uchiha Obito said. Now you were, Naruto said darkly. I see Gokage are planning a war. Well, let you people go home today with the knowledge of that we Akatsuki are also planning for the war. Don't think you can catch us by surprise. Oh, and by the way, I see Naruto-kun, you made it to Hokage. Congrats, Obito mocked. Naruto grinned his teeth. Scatter. As the command, the six passed the vanish, reappearing next to Obito, with their chakra receivers halfway through his nasal system, shin, jugular, pelvis, collarbone, and heart. However, he chuckled. Johnny, Obito said, swirling away with his kamui. That kamui is a pain in the ass. We almost got him, Naruto complied, flashing back to his position. The blonde was unaware the other Kages were staring at him and the other Anbus in shock, as they took in his speed without the Halation. If that person wasn't Obito, he could have died with that inhuman speed of theirs. Movement. Oh no, I guess that ends the summit. See you next month, fellow Kage. Well, Johnny, Naruto said. Yukito was swept off her feet, caught bridal style by her fiancé, who disappeared along with the whole party in a golden flash. The other Kage just shook their heads, sighing, except Gaara, who gave an amused smirk. Once outside the building, he formed a special hand seal. Right here, Naruto announced, teleporting the whole group back to Konoha. In Konoha, the landed on its base outside the Hokage's office window. Remember, the Halation seal is in chapter 26. Okay, guys, that was a success. You are dismissed. A call of "Hi, Hokage-sama" was all it took before the Anbu disappeared. Naruto-kun, are you working on any new jutsu? Yukito asked suddenly. Hi, Yukito. Let me tell you the theory of my new jutsu, but first, Kagebutsu no Jutsu, Naruto said as a clone burst into existence. Take his place on the chair of the Hokage's office. Then he teleported them both to the Namikaze compound, activating all the privacy and silence seals. Naruto explained, okay, first off, there are two types of Halation. One is the instance Halation, which is the one I use most often for teleporting. Basically, the jutsu Siki dimension me into tiny particles, then it rips a hole in space and time, allowing to get in and get transported to the selected jutsu Siki. When I access space-time, I get restricted. All this happens in less than a second. The second type serves a more practical purpose for battle. It is the physical relation, meaning that I actually cover the distance between the two jutsu shiriki in the real world, instead of space-time. That can be dangerous for transporting, as for example, if I wanted to get to another jutsu shiriki that's behind a wall. If I used physical Raishin, I would slam myself into the wall, especially due to my high velocity, Naruto elaborated, which led to Yugito nodding in comprehension of his jargon. However, what if I were fighting a battle, for example? If I toss my kunai at a guy's neck and he avoids it narrowly, then I grab my tanto and putting the blade line with his throat. I teleport physically from far above and behind him. Yukito gasped. Then your sword would run through him, decapitating the man. Naruto smiled. Exactly. I call this Hiragami Hiragami slash. Then the Hirajin Buji Dama Hiragin tailed Beast Bomb Barrage. As any other two, I have yet to find such a person who warrants the usage of this jutsu. Yukito smirked, nodding. How painful it could be to be hit by a Bujidama, much less by multiple tailed beast bombs, especially if you were human. Well, anyone I've planned on going to Uzo no Kunai, Land of Whirlpools, to get to know my heritage. Want to tag along? Was that a question? Yukito asked, ticking off Naruto, waving his hands in a placing gesture. No, Haim, definitely not a question, he said, fearing for his life. Kurama burst out laughing in her cave, while Kushina said approvingly, Yuno-chan sure knows how to keep her son in line. Minato could only fake a laugh, slowly inching away from his wife in fear. Kurama, however, knew that it was not because Naruto could get killed by Yugito. It's just that he loved her too much to retaliate with knowing that the beautiful blonde herself wouldn't kill him for the same reason. Uzo no Kunai, a week later. After implementing the new headband and announcing the alliance creation with its plans, Naruto headed out early in the morning with the cat princess. She was decked out in Japanese schoolgirl uniform, complete with a red tie, black bather hat, and her headband around her neck, making her look hot and badass at the same time. That's what Naruto said. Facing a blush and a flattery get you nowhere. To which he replied was, no, seriously, you should look at yourself, Yugito. I'm so beautiful. As they crossed the troublesome whirlpool with the help of the boatman, the pair looked at the ruins of the once great nation. There was rubble everywhere and dead bodies strewn all over the place. No one bothered cleaning up, Yugito asked incourteously. I know, right? Naruto replied, Kagabucho no Jutsu. Collecting the bodies, IDs, and sealed them into the scroll. The corpses should be sealed too into the scroll to give them a proper Uzumaki burial. Moving out, the clones nodded, taking off with the two scrolls. Naruto walked around the area, noticing his Kainsim holding on the object of sentimental value in their hands right before they died. If they multiple wounds were any clue, Naruto noticed a tower in the distance. He presumed that it was the Uzumaki's tower. As he walked further with his fancy finance into the village, there seemed to be more and more intact houses, unlike the rubble at the entrance. Well, it makes sense. After all, the Uzumakis were masters at Fuinjutsu. They probably had a barrier closing the center of the village, Naruto thought. As they reached a place a few blocks away from the tower, they heard a snipping of its whip. Naruto and Yugito reached for their respective weapons, instinctively only relaxing when they saw a young girl who was about 8 years old. Naruto noticed the giveaway trait. The girl's hair was bright red. Giving his uh, benevolent smile, he asked, "How are you?" The girl who finally noticed the two shinobi, immediately stepped back, wary. "Don't hurt me, please." Naruto frowned. Years of war and conflict did that to people. "Don't worry, we aren't here to hurt you. Are you an Uzumaki?" "Hi," the girl answered timidly. "What's your name, little one?" Naruto asked, smiling kindly at her. "Uzumaki Aniki Tenbun," the girl cried before slapping her hands over her mouth in embarrassment. Naruto smiled. Anko Aiken as a brilliant red, like her hair. Then Tetsuban, trying to find a way to sound amiable, he answered, "I'm Uzumaki Naruto." Whatever that word is. She gave a bright smile. "So you're an Uzumaki too." "Hi, Ano-chan. I'm an Uzumaki, even though I'm not look like it with my blonde hair. My mom was an Uzumaki." She nodded. Who is this pretty young lady next to Naruto, Nisan?" Yukito blushed while Naruto gave her an "I told you so" look about his earlier compliment. "My name is Ni Yukito, though soon to be Uzumaki Nikoto, depending on when the marriage is held." Yukito instructed, making an obvious statement about the wedding. Naruto rubbed the back of his head sheepishly while Enko's eyes widened. "So you're Naruto Nisan's fiancé, Yukito Nisan." The female blonde smiled, squatting down the redhead's height. "Hi, Inmo, but this isn't a safe place. What are you doing here alone?" Uncle Aiken explained, "I'm an orphan, taken care of by Oda-san during the war. She was killed. I survived and quickly learned the way of survival by fishing, though, like as I was taught when I was younger." Yukito looked at her, impressed. Naruto grinned callously. The crimson-haired young girl. "So you're a survivor like me, huh?" Then he walked off to give a burial at the village central rapport, burning the scattering their ashes. As the two females watched him, Uncle asked, "Yukito-san, what does he mean?" Yukito sighed. "Well, you see, your Aniki is a Jinjuriki, a person who holds a BG because of that he is hated in the village, Konoha, when he was younger. Then you and he was often chased through the streets with kitchen knives and bats. It got especially worse during his birthday, the day of the Kyuubi attack on the leaf. But I thought Kyuubi was sealed inside Kunai-sama," Uncle asked. "Sama," Yukito voiced. "Well, she was an Uzumaki-sama, daughter of Iki," explained the user of the honorific. Yukito gave an L. "Technically, Naruto was the Usakage's grandson, and had the right to his power. Well, anyway, Naruto-kun was her son. So when she gave birth, the seal weakened. A man named Obito, who was an Uchiha with the Sharingan to control the Kyuubi, which caused the destruction of most of Konoha." Anko nodded, understanding her Anki's past better. "Would you like to live in Konoha, Anki-chan?" Yukito asked. She asked timidly. "Well, they accept me, of course." Yukito beamed. Aiken asked, "How do you know?" The blonde gripped her by the shoulders, turning her her to face Naruto's back. After she spotted the words written on his back of his cloak, "I Rotaki Hokage," she ran up to him and gave him a huge hug. That was surprised by the sudden contact to hold on tight to his familiar embrace before setting Anko down. Anaki down. Yukito smiled warmly. Naruto was good with kids. And then she blushed at the thought of her unborn child. "Nee, Yukito-chan, I'm going to the Uzumaki Tower. Can you stay here to look after Anko, 'cause it's protected by a blood seal?" Naruto asked. "Okay, by the way, Uzukage was your grandfather, and didn't took you long," Yukito called as he nodded, entering the dissolved building, Uzumaki Tower. The place was clearly abandoned at the last minute, making evidence by the paper strewed over the desk. As Naruto scanned the area, he noticed a black leather book on the desk with a blood seal. Cutting his blood, he let it drop onto the seal, causing it to glow before the book opened itself. Mentioned seal as well. They were kidnapped about being sealed masters. They weren't kidding about being sealed masters, Naruto thought. On the first page was a letter with handwritten that was quite messy, no doubt due to it being written before the Uzumakis ran off to fight the invasion. "To my descendants. If you're reading this, then you must be an Uzumaki. So we actually survived, which is good. Anyway, if you are the last of us, there is a treasury just behind the right wall, with an invisible blood seal that can only be made visible by activating the light seal, which is also only possible by activating the blood seal at the end of this book." At this point, Naruto's sweat dropped at the secure measure. Before continuing to read, "Inside is treasure beyond imagination, weapons, gold, armor, and my precious regalia. As my descendant, you are entitled to the right of my possession as Uzumaki. However, if my direct descendants are still alive, they are to be honored instead. Like my daughter Uzumaki Kushina. Please, I'm begging you, honor the legacy of the Uzumaki. It's the only thing we have left. Time is precious. The troops are already halfway into the city, so I'll have to stop writing. You're truly the Uzukage." Naruto flipped to the end of the book. Applying some of his blood, it glowed that caused the right wall to do the same. Black lines ran across the wall, forming a vault door with a blood seal, which Naruto once again applied his blood to. The vault door licked open, revealing a room lined with golden weapons. Then Naruto noticed a cloak and a hat, the Uzukage regalia. It was similar to his own, so he put it on before putting the Hokage's cloak over it. Next, he tucked the Uzumaki hat under his belt. Naruto grinned. He was now both Hokage and Uzukage. Kushina smiled broadly. "Way to go, Tsuchi." Grabbing a giant scroll, he sealed the rest of his inheritance into it except a katana, which Kushina identified as the Uzukage's sword. It was quite light and felt quite comfortable in Naruto's grip. The katana was about 80 centimeters in length, the hilt studded with sapphire and wrapped in a green rod. The sheath was brilliant blue, similar to his eyes. The blade itself was made of the legendary shape Uzumaki seal, a metal that couldn't be blunted. Why? There was a steel stream so fast moving Tsuchin chakra like lining the blade, circled by regardless seals and Speed increased seals. As they say, water that moves fast enough can bore a hole through a rock or a skull. Then he noticed a mask with a manual next to it. A guide to the Uzumaki Reaper Death Mask was its title. As he skimmed through the contents, he released the wearing the mask allowed him to summon the Shikigami Death God from the Funjutsu Reaper Death Seal. Wearing the hand seal, snake, boar, ram, rabbit, dog, rooster, horse, snake. Then clapping his hands, he yelled, "Uzumaki, Hirujin, Uzumaki, secret jutsu, summoning Shimigami." A white spiral formed behind to take shape. Behind Naruto, it was a demon. The purple skin, white hair, and robes, and red horns, and frail beads. The Hokage kneeled down. Shikigami-sama, I have summoned you to ask for your assistance in the upcoming war. Also to request for you to free my parents from your stomach. Naruto said respectfully. The entity regarded his closely interesting man. You are the Hokage, right? Hi. I will agree to your request. After all wars bring about me many flesh souls to play with, the Shimigami said satisfactorily. As for your parents, freeing them will I require slashing my stomach open. However, it must be done by slashing your own stomach, after which the damage will be reflected onto me. Are you sure? Hi, Shimigami-sama, Naruto responded without hesitation. The one drew his tancho, ready to out himself. Sochi, you need to do this, Kushina cried. You don't need to do this, cried desperately. Just as he was about to plunge his sword into himself, the Shimigami stopped him, then laughed. You really are a feeler child, Hokage-sama. As you can now guess, it was not going to help if you slashed yourself. Once I can hurt myself, it was more of a test of feeler pity. Now willing you were to save your parents despite the cost. I may be sadistic, but I am honorable. I respect values and always fulfill promises. Here is my part, the Shimigami said before he took out his own dagger and slashed himself. Two souls came out of its shape of Minato and Kushina. They need bodies. For now, I'll take my leave. I look forward to working with you, Hokage-sama, the Shimigami said before dispelling. I'm gonna deal with the crying baby. Okay. Next, he released the souls forming in his seals, causing Minato and Kushina in his mindscape to disappear. The blonde bodies began binding before they came up to and hug it. Suchi, Naruto-kun, Kushina, and Minato yelled respectively. Naruto returned the hug. Intentionally, Kasanto-san, I finally get to meet you in real life. Minato smiled, stretching his legs. Sure feels good to be alive. Then Kushina narrowed her eyes. I'm going to massacre the villagers who scorned you. Naruto smiled. For now, put on these masks. Then he handed them two masks, which they put on. The Kiru Senkai and Akinosin is back, Naruto announced, grinning wildly. Right, I want to meet Yugito-chan, Kushina requested. Naruto blushed. Naruto blushed. Then he remembered. Kasan, aren't you supposed to be an Uzumaki? Hi, but I passed my position on to you. Naruto nodded in understanding. When they stepped outside, it was definitely quiet. No sign of Yukito or Anko. The Hokage frowned. Where are they? Minato said. Naruto-kun looked at them, pointing to burn marks on the floor. The second part of the floor made up words. Naruto-kun, it's your old friend. It's your old friend. You have one day to save your fiancé and sister. If you aren't there by then, I'll introduce what you call rapists. See you in Oda. Your friend, yeah, your friend, friendlyish, Yukito Kabuto de Otokage. That's the end. I hope you all enjoyed this video.